Now, it's a waiting game to see whether the outcomes of Thursday night's State of the Nation address will actually become fruitful. eNCA reporter Nqobile Madlala is out in KZN speaking to small business owners about their take on the president's speech. Let's go to a live now for more details. Nqobile, the president did say that business would actually get a tax incentive yesterday during his SONA. Are the ones that you're speaking to happy about this?
Well, we are going to find out just now, Masejo, but I think a lot of them, before the president even spoke, did say that they would like to see some progress being done, and especially when it looks into grants, how businesses could actually go forward because they do need money. So that can work in their really. So I want to bring in Andile to speak to us about this. I mean, Andile, we know that the president has introduced quite a lot of things, especially also the Minister of Electricity. I mean, a lot of small businesses have been affected when it comes to power and so on. Tell us how you feel about the speech at this point that the president was doing.
I think we all know that the load shedding is affecting everyone. Like, for instance, the relationship between AJ Digital and Cloud Therapist, where Mr. Gumede, as a professional, understood that we need to go digital, so we sat down and then we came up with this amazing platform called Cloud Therapist, where people can get therapy online, so people, they go to the websites, they join, etc. So imagine, you are going through depression or anxiety, you've booked an appointment with your therapist online, because people, we do have the physical mental health facility, but people, they have this anxiety of being judged and everything. So having this solution and everyone talking about me as an IT, I run a technology company, people are getting told every day that you need to move digital. But imagine with load shedding, that, for instance, like a Cloud Therapist, they have the physical facilities, and then they have the digital facilities, and then they have invested into a digital mental health platform, and then you set up an appointment with a client, and then, or a patient, and then when they log in into, they're going through depression or anxiety, and then when they log into the platform, and then boom, the electricity is off, and then that causes more and more depression, because the stats have shown that when the pandemic started till date, and people are losing jobs left, right, and center, and even those who have jobs, they fear that, the companies are retrenching, etc. We all know that's happening, So that shows that people are are on the edge of fear, they have depression, they have anxiety, they are not sure whether they're going to have jobs in the next 6 months, etc. So having a platform that can assist those people, as we've been working closely, developing the platform with Mr. Gumede, and now we have the platform live. Yes, it's working, but there are some factors that you don't have a stable connection when it comes to internet. As even us as a digital creative agency, we have client overseas. We set up appointments, and then now when it's time for meeting, it becomes harder for them to work with us, because not just by not having electricity, but the network as well. It's very unstable, the calls and
I mean, when you look at this, then the president is saying that there are options, there are things that he's going to do in order to help small businesses. Do you feel that it's going to translate into assisting you as a small business?
I've been in business for more than a decade now. And everything that, we have done and we have built, we haven't had any assistance from the government. So when it comes to what the government is saying, that it's always been there, every year in every speech, that small businesses are going to be assisted. But I'm talking from my own personal experience that I've never had any support from the government. So when it comes to such, I would rather, put the faith on me and the hard work rather than being on standby and waiting for the government to come and save us. If we're going to have that mentality, and then, we're going to find ourselves in more crises. So I think it's our responsibility to take charge as entrepreneurs, to find solution and say, you know, we have no one but ourselves to serve our businesses and create and continue to create employment, you know, for other youth, you know, because. Yeah.
I want to bring you in, Nqobile. I mean, he's talking about the fact that as you guys go online, and specifically your business is online, you have clients that need assistance, and those clients don't get assistance when there's load shedding and so on. But the president says he has a plan. The question is, how does that affect your business at this point? Do you think you can immediately get the help that you need?
No, thank you so much. My name is Nqobile Madlala, and I'm a founder of Cloud Therapies, which is a digital platform that provides mental health access in a digital setup. So as you would already know that if you're going to use a digital platform, you would need electricity. You know, in a few weeks, I've had a lot of staff coming in to work, and only to find when they come in, you know, they have to sit the whole day, you know, and what then becomes problematic for small businesses is that, you know, come month end, you still have, ongoing obligations that you must actually, be able to, satisfy, like the salaries the employees are still, expecting to be paid. There are other business obligations such as, tax that you need to actually make sure that, they're taken care of. So all those, overheads in terms of expenses became really, a problem. But of course, if one is reflecting onto the SONA yesterday, there are quite a number of points that, the president has pointed out, such as creating pushing the license for the post bank, which I think that can go a long way, because that can assist small businesses to get maybe loans in a very relaxed manner compared to the mainstream banking and all of that. So if the government is saying they want to push young people in business and also women, I think that's the road they must go. The State Bank is very important because we'll be able to access those resources a bit better compared to the mainstream funding.
And you, specifically, in your business, do you feel like that this is going to assist you as a small business owner?
Well, there are quite a number of initiatives. I think, as I've already indicated, I think even here in KZN, there is eTala, which is also pushing towards getting a license, to become a state bank. So we are actually, as small businesses, like the president was saying, that they are scraping work experience, for first-time job seekers. They must also scrape it for first-time business people, because if you go to the mainstream bank, they need collateral. Where we would have gotten that if you haven't started the business? Also, what becomes an issue is that help takes time to get to people. There is a bounce back loan that was actually announced by the president during the COVID-19 crisis. A lot of young businesses, small businesses, were unable to get to that because ultimately it was pushed to the mainstream banking, and people have to apply via the bank, and the bank would always apply, ask you for collaterals and all of that. It becomes very, very difficult, for young people to access help.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Well, Masego, as you can hear, that these are people that work online specifically. I mean, one from the digital platform who basically requires that their customers go through that platform, and one that does make sure that that platform does work. But with load shedding, they can't do that. But I think what's interesting is that at this point, they're saying that there is hope, even though they're also worried that in a very long term, they've seen that in the past, they have not received the help immediately. So they're saying that there is hope. They are hopeful that they're going to get help, but they're saying that they just want to see if it's going to happen as it always happened in the past.